All right, everybody worldwide, you're now tuned into Motivation and Confidence, where we help you do your daily best. And I'm your host, Tom Danger. Back this week with a new episode. And this week, we are going to talk about, in episode number 45, stepping your game up. It's time. You got to step your game up. You have to make sure that you are taking advantage of every moment, every minute in life. And I know that sounds as if it's a lot. But I think with so many things that can easily distract you and keep you off your game, that it's important to stay on your game. And it's going to seem like I'm bouncing around here for a minute because the thoughts are all in my mind, but bear along with me, right? So I remember growing up, being in the 4th grade, and I had a wicked speech impediment. I mean, I would stutter. When I would get on those T's, they would just rattle off and I couldn't get a word out. So I never thought of speaking in front of a crowd. But for some reason, I had a 4th grade teacher by the name of Miss Marshall, who had asked me during the lunch period would I like to join the public speaking club or whatever it was. Lo and behold, it was a competition to speak at the United Nations for UNICEF to help, children in Africa to get clean water or something like that. And in order to prepare for it, Miss Marshall would call us like we would first have our lunch, and instead of playing in the yard for the rest of the lunch period, we would go to her class and she would teach us writing techniques and have us to get up in front of the class and practice whatever we wrote, right? I've always had a passion for writing, so the writing part wasn't that hard. It was more or less the confidence to get up in front of the class and not start stuttering and have people laughing at me. And to be honest with you, when I first got up there, I still stuttered a little bit, and people laughed, but thanks to Miss Marshall, she made sure that everyone showed respect for everyone in the class because we were all there to learn. And lo and behold, I placed, 3rd in the competition, and in elementary school went and spoke at the United Nations, and it was pretty cool. And then I'm at the state building in Harlem talking to different assemblymen and politicians and things like that. So it was a really cool moment. I had to step my game up. I had to get over that fear of what I thought people would think about me when I started to stutter. Your voice is very powerful. Your words are very powerful. And especially when you use them for good, right? So in this case, I was able to learn the tools to stand up in front of the class and speak. So the question is, how can we help you step your game up? What is it that you want to do next? Do you want to start a business? Do you want to get that promotion? Do you want to start that nonprofit organization? Do you just want to help people in need? Do you want to write that book? It all starts with the thought, right? You got to put thought out there. And we can reflect back to episode number 1. I think if we look at episodes like the 1 through 5 and setting a goal, the first thing you have to do is write it down. Write it down and put it in a place where you can see it every day. And you know what's so cool about stepping your game up? People think that, or some people think that it's like these huge leaps. Like you just wake up one day and you go from 0 to 60 or 0 to 1,000. That's not it. It's a series of small steps that you take on a daily basis to make sure that you are chipping away at your goal. Prime example. If you've been listening to the podcast for a while now, our goal was to reach 52 episodes. That's 1 episode a week for an entire year. Did I slip? Oh yeah, we slipped. Personal stuff start to happen. You get tired, you get unmotivated. You feel as if you don't have content. You feel as if you're not getting enough hits and people not checking you out. But you keep pushing at it. And here we are today at episode 45. And the downloads are growing. And the presence in social media is growing. You know, we just applied for Spotify, but we're on iHeartRadio, we're on Google Play, we're on iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube, Spreaker, motivationandconfidence.net. You know, if you join our mailing list, we got a little freebie stickers that we're giving away. You know, something small just to show our appreciation. But it's a series of small steps that you take to reach that goal. And it's that simple. There's no, every once in a while somebody gets the magic wand and they get touched and things happen miraculously overnight. But even the things that we think that are happening overnight, it takes years of work. So you got to have patience. You got to have patience to the process. Because then once you get it, you'll appreciate it. Right? So as always, thank you for listening to the podcast. Like, subscribe, and share. This is Motivation and Confidence, where we help you do your daily best. Next week, we're going to talk about some of the people that I listen to for inspiration and motivation.